And over here, you've got the obliterating emulsion white, which will be used on the roof, okay, or ceiling. And it comes in 2.5 liters as well, okay. After visually inspecting your prep work masking, get some yellow and white paint into the tray liners for painting. Repeat the masking process for the areas where you'd want to keep the paint. I initially wanted to keep the painting, on the ceiling, so I did mask the ceiling, but subsequently changed my mind, and that's because when I was painting over little, spots, or peeled up paint, on the ceiling with the actual paint that was used initially, there was spotting and patches and it didn't match. And that does happen sometimes, especially when you painted your ceiling ages ago and you're trying to latch on the same paint onto the paintwork. Sometimes it does match and sometimes it doesn't, maybe due to the disparity or the length of time that has passed from when you initially painted it. And even when I retrieved the same paint from the decorating center's system, it still didn't match. And I still had white patches over white patches, which was quite alarming. It didn't matter if I left it out to dry for about 2 weeks, the paint still didn't match. And so the only option I had was to paint the whole ceiling with obliterating emulsion white, okay? The same original paint, but just I decided to just paint everything, okay? Suffice to say, if you're trying to get some new paint onto a previous white wall, you need to be very specific with how you select your paint, because there are different shades of white as with any other color. And so if you're trying to match the paint, make sure that your decorating center gets you the same brand and select the appropriate mixture from their system, okay? As you can see, these are both white colors. One's obliterating emulsion that's on the ceiling, and the wall is your matte brilliant white, okay? The different shades but same white color. And this is what I mean when I say you must get the exact paint match when you're touching up, certain areas on your ceiling. As you can see here, this is the exact same paint, but, it's still showing up, patch marks. It should, blend in. It's been left for more than 2 weeks and it's not blending in. And, earlier in the video, I gave you a host of reasons why this could happen. Sometimes it doesn't mean that you've got the wrong paint. It could just be, all them variables, okay, that we mentioned earlier. And so you can see that I have done some masking around the perimeter or corners of all the walls in the living room, okay? And so you can see that, whilst I'm painting the obliterating emulsion on the ceiling, and it's not latching or spilling onto the brilliant white on the side wall, and the yellow sensitive tape on the side wall helps prevent that. And that's because, as opposed to just touching up, certain white areas that, had scratches on them, I will be painting all of the ceiling with the obliterating emulsion. And that's because the exact paint didn't match, okay? For some of the reasons in the aforementioned. So it's always best to think about what you're doing and take into account when you're working, through your budget. Just work out or test your paint with samples to make sure that your paint matches. And here you can see that the Sunflare matte yellow color on the focal wall, the obliterating emulsion on the ceiling, and the brilliant white on the wall matches. It's come out brilliantly and matches with the interior furniture. You can always choose a theme style to match your personality, and here are some snapshots at the end. It looks absolutely brilliant. And up until the next clip in the next video quadrant or in the description, that's about it really. If you found the information useful, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Helps the channel grow, and hopefully catch up with you later. Goodbye.